Broad beans are by far my most favourite vegetable to grow. There's very little faff involved, and once I've planted the seeds in their pots, watered them and left them for a couple of weeks, they're ready to go out into the plot. For any new growers watching, you may be wondering why I start my broad beans off in pots rather than planting them direct into the ground up at the plot. Well, I've got mice up at the allotment, and you can guarantee if I plant a row of broad beans direct into the ground, the very next day if I go up, there'll be a neat little hole dug where each seed was planted, and the mice will have taken them and be having a 5-course meal, no doubt. So that's why I find it beneficial to start mine off in pots at home. For about the last 5 or 6 years, I've always grown Bunyard's Exhibition, but this year I've decided to try something different. The Giant Exhibition Long Pod variety. It's a heavy cropping variety. It produces 7 to 9 seeds per pod, and they are supposed to be sweet and tasty. So something new for me to try this year up at the plot.
Here we go, let's get the packet open and get them out. There are only 40 seeds in this particular packet, but already I can see that I may have to discard this one because it's split along the edge. So I'm down to 39 already. When it comes to sowing your broad bean, is there a particular way it should be planted in the soil? Well, honestly, I don't think so. I think if you plant it upside down, the bean sorts itself out no matter what. But let me just show you something here if you want to get a little bit technical. This scar that you see here on the side is known as the hilum, and the root or the radicle of the bean, once it starts to emerge from the seed, will always come down. So always head towards the scar. Let me show you what I mean with a better example. So, as you can see, I've got a broad bean that has been chitting for a couple of days. You can see that the root has broken through the shell and is heading towards the scar here, the hilum, which means the stem will head out this way. So if you do want to plant a broad bean, inverted commas, the correct way, plant it scar facing down, because the stem will come up this way. Ultimately, it doesn't matter which way you plant it, because, you know, gravity is down and light is up, and the broad bean will always sort itself out in the end. Okay, I've got 18 pots filled with multi-purpose compost. It's as easy as just dipping your hole into each pot, like so, and then planting your bean. What I will do is plant the 2 beans that I've already chitted, like this, scar down. So here we go, scar down so that the root is facing down. Cover them over. Do the same with that one. And then the rest of these beans, I'm just going to chuck them in. Any old how. I'm not going to be too fussy. Put a couple on the side, like that. Water them in, and then in about a week's time you'll see the first shoots breaking through the soil, or in this case the compost. Now then, before I go, I just want to show you this. I planted a broad bean in this kind of clear plastic casing about 10 days ago, and I tried to do a time-lapse video of it growing, which didn't work out very well, so I'm not going to include it on the video. But I found it fairly interesting just to see the development of the root structure, that single long taproot down the centre, and then the secondary roots which branched off here. And then, as you can see, the shoot heading off upwards towards the light. It's frustrating that the time-lapse didn't work out very well. I may have a second attempt at it in a couple of weeks' time, but I thought that this was pretty interesting enough, well, to me anyhow, just to see what it looks like under the ground once your broad beans are growing away. There you go. Is that interesting? I don't know. It is to me anyhow.
Right, that's all for this particular video. If you're new to gardening and haven't grown broad beans before, give them a go this year. Remember, you do have to check for mice, so I'd suggest sowing a test run of beans up at your plot. Go up the following day, and if the seeds have been removed, you'll see the little neat holes dug by the mice. You'll have to start your broad beans off in pots. When the plant breaks the surface of your pots, leave them to grow on for a week or two, harden them off outside, and then take them up to your allotment site and plant them out. The mice won't touch them once they've grown into plants. Anyhow, I think that's enough waffling from me, don't you? Anyhow, thank you for joining me if you have. Remember to hit that like button, share, subscribe, but most importantly, please do comment down below. And remember, you have to hit that bell symbol now if you want to get notifications from of my videos on your feed. Changes from YouTube, eh? Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.